Before this video begins, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Also, be sure to check out my affiliate links down below to get discounts on different car mods and products. Alright, let's get into the review. Hello and welcome. Today we are inside of a 2021 Ford Mustang Ecoboost. This has a gray exterior with a black leather interior. I would like to thank Flood Ford in Narragansett, Rhode Island for allowing me to review this vehicle. Their link is down below. And make sure to check out my POV drive coming up soon with this Mustang. So this is a 2021 Ford Mustang. They have remained unchanged until 2022, and this does have the turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. This is technically a 2-row coupe, which seats 4 in a pinch. It weighs in at about 3,550 pounds curb weight and stickers around $35,000. This current one has about 1,700 miles. This measures in at 188 inches long, 75 inches wide without mirrors, and it's 55 inches tall. This is powered by the 2.3-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, making 310 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque here. This is of course a rear-wheel drive, and is mated with Ford and GM's co-developed 10-speed shiftable auto. This achieves 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds, and has a 155 mile/hour top speed. It also gets 21 mpg city, 29 highway, and 24 combined, out of a 15.5 gallon fuel tank. This rides on some 19-inch gloss black alloy wheels, and those are on 255 wide tires. It does have solid rotors all around, and it does have ventilated front brakes and solid in the rear. For safety features, you get blind spot monitoring, driver and passenger knee airbags, forward collision alert with braking, lane keep alert with assist, and auto high beams. So for 2018 was the mid-cycle refresh of this Mustang, coming out 6th gen in 2015. This comes with an LSD, a front strut suspension, and it does come with some pretty nice new aggressive looks. So in the front you get a subtle front splitter and some new headlights, a little more aggressive. You get some sharper angles all around, especially with body lines. They made it a little sharper and looked nice. You also get functional air vents in the bottom of each corner of the front bumper. For your headlights, they're LED all around, and you do get fog lights and some nice DRLs up front in a trio. They look really nice. On the hood, you also do get 2 functional vents, which is a nice touch of some more powerful cars typically. Looks good. This does have the classic fastback side profile, of course being the coupe, and traditional of Mustangs. This comes with heated side mirrors, and those are finished in gloss black, and they're pretty small and sharp. They add a nice look to this car. In the rear, you do get a small ducktail spoiler, and in the rear, it looks traditional of the Mustang from 2015 and beyond. However, you do get a pretty cool Mustang type thing, which is a sequential rear blinker pattern. Down below, you do get dual chrome tip exhaust, and you also get a reverse light on the bottom bumper that resembles more expensive sports cars. Overall, I think the Mustang looks very good so far. And let's have a look outside. So for the exterior of this Mustang, first you do get an easy open fuel cap, which is nice, and it is a traditional, and it is like most Fords, no fuel spout necessarily, no cap right there. Very nice. So in the rear here, you do get a gloss black pony logo right here. You would get GT in the V8. I will drive one of those eventually, but currently this Ecoboost still looks very good. And here's your dual chrome tip exhaust and your reverse light. And back here, I think it looks pretty good. Nice and muscular back there. Then for the side, you get some nice 5-spoke, as I showed you. 19-inch wheels with 255 tires on them, and those are going to be P0s, which look really nice. And for your brake caliper, although they're not red, they are a nice silver. They stand out pretty well. And you get your classic fastback design, of course. And then in the front, this is where the main of the upgrades were, including this little notch out here in the headlight. Versus 2015, it was more of a select rectangle, but here they added some nice angles to it. Some more triangular and sharp angles through the bumper, and a barrel lip kit. I think it looks really nice overall. And in this gray, although it's a more conservative color, I like it. And then up here on the roof, it is going to be gloss black in this particular model, with of course your little antenna right there. And let's have a look inside. You do get proximity sensors with smart key right there, so you can tap it like so. So you can tap it and it's unlocked like so. Alright, so on the door sill, you do get an illuminated Mustang door sill, which is pretty cool. Here we have the leather interior package, which is very nice. And it does have heated and cooled power seats up here, so that is very nice. You have two-way lumbar support. You do have a manual recline option, and then power slide up, down, and forward back. This is an auto, of course, so you get two pedals down there, and your shifter looks like so. Alright, so for your driver's door panel, it is all soft touch material until you get to down here, but all of this is going to be soft touch. This is more soft through here. Here is just a bit firm, but it is soft touch material through here. You get memory seating with 3 positions for the driver, which is good, versus the typical 2. You get some white contrast stitching through here, and some chrome throughout most of the interior. Overall, it's a little bit of a more bland interior, but they make up for it with some nice hits of chrome. So technically, while this is a 4-seater, you could fit people back here in a pinch. It is definitely tight. I am only 6 feet tall. I'm not extremely tall. And this seat is where I would be. And as you can see, there is really not much leg room. So I am not going to get back there, but you could fit an adult in a pinch. To the left of your steering wheel, you are going to have your light controls, which is nice, your fog light control, and your lighting gauge level. Closing the door sounds nice. Has the frameless windows, which is also nice to have. For your steering wheel, it is a now traditional Mustang steering wheel, comes just like in the GT, and it does have some rear paddles. They feel pretty good to use, and we'll be testing those out in a video soon. It does have some subtle bolsters at 10 and 2, but it's mostly a plain wheel. It is a round wheel, and it's pretty busy with buttons, not in a bad way though. They're very easy to tell. And if you push this Mustang mode, then you can actually go through here and change a lot of different things. So that is very cool. And this includes acceleration timers, brake performance, line lock, and a lap timer. And your start option, you can set how the car will begin. And also, you do have this thing called My Color, so you can actually get ambient lighting through your gauges, which is pretty cool. Alright, so for your gauge cluster itself, as you have now seen, it is fully digital. I think it looks really good, and in a Mustang GT, and also in Ecoboost Mustangs, this is actually an upgraded package, so that is very cool. So you have this nice bar going across for your tachometer, and your speedo's on the right, and then all your other info you can configure how you like. For most of the interior, it is it's not that bad really with material choices. It's pretty good actually. So all this is soft touch. These 2 risers, they also have white contrast stitching running throughout them. Then in the center and through a lot of the interior, you do have this I don't know what it would be. It looks like a metal grain type of pattern. It is plastic, but it looks pretty good in my opinion. You can also get a carbon fiber appearance package that looks like that inside of here. You do have the larger screen in here with Sync 3, and it's very, very simple to use, like all Sync 3 systems. It's very, very good. And you can control a lot of your AC heating functions in here, of course your audio functions, and it does come with navigation in here. And down below that, you do get simple radio controls, hard volume knob, hard scroll wheel, which is nice, and then all the way below, you get your AC controls, and you do get both heated and cooled seats in 3 levels throughout this Mustang, which is very nice to have. Then below that is now a Mustang traditional thing to have, which are these toggles. I think they feel really nice to use, so just turning traction off and on like that. Here are your steering modes, so you can go between sport steering, comfort steering, and normal. So that will adjust how much feedback and how heavy the steering will become. Also, you do get modes in here, which I showed you a little bit before. So you have normal mode, my mode, where you can set custom settings. Then above that, you have Sport Plus, and you do have a track mode. And once again, you do get drag strip, like in the other Mustangs, and snow wet. I like these toggles. They feel very nice to use. Then here you do get your shifter. This is an auto, and it does have, if you go down all the way into S right here, you get sport mode where you can engage your paddles. And popping her into reverse, we do have a backup camera, and it's pretty good quality. It has moving tracking lines. I like it. Then you do get a manual handbrake, which is nice to have. Even in an auto car, it's very nice to have, versus an electronic one. Here you get 2 cup holders, and you do get ambient lighting inside of there. So with that My Color setting, you can change the colors of the inside lighting. To the right of that, you do get your glove box. Of course, it is damp, and yeah, does its job. It's pretty large too. And then you get a nice Mustang badge up here for the passenger area. There is no sunroof in this particular model. Here for the visors, they are a lighted vanity mirror, which is nice. If you pull them out like so, they do slide. They don't cover all that much though, probably like 60% of the window. I wish they slid a little bit more, or they had another pop-out extender, but that is just my opinion. You do get a frameless mirror, which looks very nice, and that's going to be auto dimming and auto adjusting, so it'll help you from not being blinded, of course, by other vehicles. And you get some dome lights right here. In the center armrest, you pop a little button right here, and it's a decent enough storage. You get a 12-volt charger in here, as well as a USB Type A. And then in the front, you get another 12-volt and one more Type A, along with a little storage area. As for most of this interior, I think it is very nice, and it really is pretty good for a Mustang. It seems relatively timeless. It's similar to what came out in 2015, Save Sync 3, but yeah, I think it held up well, and for the price point, it's pretty nice choice of materials overall. Mostly hard plastic through the center, which is a bit disappointing, but overall I think it's very cool. And then in the rear, as I mentioned, they look pretty similar to the front seats. However, they're just very, very small. They're not that usable for any long period of time. That is expected. It's not usually meant to be used in that way. And let's actually hop out and check out the trunk space in here. So the button is going to be right there. Alright, so popping the trunk, for a Mustang, it's actually pretty large in here. It has like a medium entry. You don't have the largest loading space, but overall it's pretty deep in there. It goes very wide out past the wheel wells, and it's very deep and adequate. And closing it, it is very, very light, which is awesome. Okay, so for my final personal thoughts on this car, I think it's a very nice package. I will be driving this, so make sure to check out that POV video coming up soon on the channel. But as for my sitting around initial impressions, I like the interior of this. I like the whole package setup, and although this is a high trim EcoBoost at about $35,000 right now, I really like it. It feels pretty comfortable in here, relatively roomy. The door sills are not too high like in a Camaro. They are very high, but in here they're a good medium. And then overall, pretty good visibility out of here. Nothing too bad. Pretty large rear window, so that helps a lot with that. And you do get blind spot monitoring, of course, and that big array of tech features in here. So I think this is pretty good, at least on a standstill basis. I think it's very nice in here for a Mustang, and it's full of quite many creature comforts, which I think are enough to please most buyers. Alrighty, that'll just about wrap up this video. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you to Flood Ford in Narragansett, Rhode Island, for allowing me to review and drive this Mustang Ecoboost. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.